You want a game on your Switch or Switch 2, but money is tight and you only got a budget of, say, $5? Well then, I got just the video for you. In today's video, I've gathered up a list of 10 good games that are on sale on the eShop for $5 or less. These are all really fun games that are a good value at a tiny price tag. Trust me, you can game on a budget and it's easy in 2025, so let's get to it. Wonder Boy: The Dragon's Trap is a legendary Metroidvania, even before that term was even a thing, and most got to experience this gem back in the day on the Sega Master System. Years later, a wonderful remake was released, and that's the version we get here, and holy cow, the visuals in this one are freaking gorgeous. Look at the animation, it is wonderful here, and the soundtrack is equally excellent. It has been completely redone too, and it's top-notch stuff here. That said, as far as the gameplay is concerned, it's still the tried and true experience for the most part. It's pretty faithful in that regard, and the layout of the game, towns and dungeons should all feel very familiar to those who played the original game. Now there is some new features though. You can play as Hugh Girl, in addition to Hugh Man. Yes, that's their names, and you can select from 3 difficulty modes. One final note, for those who do miss the old 8-bit visuals or the look of the game in the original OST, well, you can switch back to the classic look at any time with just a press of a button. Yeah, a lot of love and care was put into this remake, and it shows. It's a great and worthy buy at just $4.99. Celeste really isn't a game that needs any introduction. I think most by now know it's a terrific precision platformer on any system. The gameplay in this one is tight and well refined, and it combines gameplay mechanics, narrative, music, and just general good design in a cohesive, emotionally resonant experience. Yeah, that is Celeste. Okay, so I did do an introduction, but anyway. The core movement of this game is incredibly responsive, it's fluid, and this game is just so rewarding to play as you advance and overcome those increasingly difficult and clever challenges of Mount Celeste. Yeah, you need to play this game. You like platformers, you need to play Celeste. Plus, this has a lot of content here to take on beyond just the main adventure, especially for those who love a good challenge. If you like platformers, again, it's a must-play, and it's currently only $4.99 on the eShop. It's well worth that price, and then some. TowerFall is a combat/party game as you facing off against others in combat with arrows. Yes, arrows. You gotta shoot others with your arrows to defeat them, all while traversing 2D battle stages. It's pretty easy to pick up and play, but this game is hard to master. You'll need to dodge, avoid, and attack while taking advantage of each stage's layout. There's different gameplay variants, arrow types to use, power-ups, and more, and the Switch edition here comes with new and exclusive features, such as new exclusive gameplay variants, as well as new levels, and guest archers from the game Celeste, as well as 6-player battles. This is a surprisingly content-packed game, and it's worthy to have on Switch if you're looking for a good local multiplayer game to play. It's just $4.99 currently on the eShop. Ys Origin is actually the prequel to the famed Ys series, taking place 700 years before the events of the very first game. Now this one is an action RPG, just like all the Ys games are, but the gameplay in this one is more of a hack and slash dungeon crawler affair instead of exploring a whole map or open world experience. In this game you are meant to climb this gigantic tower level by level, blasting through enemies and bosses alike. It's also different in the fact that this is the first Ys game to not feature the series' lead protagonist Adolf Christian as a character. Now this time, you control 3 different characters, 2 you start out with, and a mysterious 3rd playable character that unlocks after you complete the adventure with the first 2 characters. Yes, you gotta complete a playthrough with each character first, but each character has their own challenges as they play different from each other. What makes this game so much fun is the fact that from the get-go, it is a fast-paced experience, blowing through monsters and levels of the dungeon from point A to point B, using your combos and such. It's an action RPG that cuts out the fluff, aside from the occasional story progression here and there. It's pretty much all about beating stuff up, and I'm all for that. you are consistently on the move in this one, and the action is pretty much non-stop. Finally, of note, the bosses are a highlight here in the game, as they're often pretty huge and they can be pretty challenging to face, but it's so cool and pretty rewarding to take them down. Are you in the mood for a good hack and slash game? Or are you in the mood to beat stuff up? Then get Ys Origin. It's a lot of fun, and you don't even need to know anything about Ys to enjoy it. It's on sale for $4.99. Going Under is a roguelike game that has you playing as an unpaid intern as she journeys beneath her workplace to explore the ruins of failed startups and businesses. Yep, this unpaid internship isn't about simply grabbing coffee and papers for your boss. Nope, you gotta go beat up the monsters and explore dungeons. And while in real life, that sounds super dangerous, but in video game form, it makes for a darn good time. You gotta explore these randomly generated dungeons and use items found in each room, mainly as weapons, to shoot, smack around, and beat up every monster that stands in your way. And these weapons and items can literally be anything. A houseplant, a monster bone, or even a steel chair. Yep, watch out, somebody is going to take a chair to the face. And along the way, you can get access to skills and apps that can net you abilities to help you out in your adventuring, and by completing tasks given to you by your co-workers, you can unlock new bonuses and abilities to use in the dungeons as well. Now, it's not some revolutionary stuff here, but the game does have a certain charm to it, and maybe it's the jiggle physics, or maybe it's the fact that it doesn't shy away from the silly nature of it all, but I found this game to be pretty fun for what it is. And it's a good blast just going through each dungeon and just beating monsters up. Sometimes, that's all you need. If that sounds like fun to you, then don't hesitate to pick this up. It's just $4.99 off the eShop. Guilty Gear XX Accent Core Plus R is the best version of the classic fighting game from Arc System Works. The latest edition of Guilty Gear XX features the latest balance adjustments for many of the characters within, as well as 13 game modes to choose from that can be played in either single player, local multiplayer, or through online play. This is a fantastic fighting game. It was a classic back in the day, but this version of it is the best way to experience it, with a ton of content and a great cast of characters to play with. It's super cheap to get off the eShop too. It's just $3.74. If you're a fan of fighting games, then you should consider this a must-get at that price. Levelhead is a precision platformer that has you playing as a new employee in the Levelhead division, where you must train your very own delivery robot through various delivery scenarios. Now, these scenarios are not just simple move from point A to point B, or what you would consider simple mailing scenarios. No, this involves traps, spikes, enemies, fire, lots of fire. Yeah, delivering is apparently dangerous in this one. It is a silly game for sure, but where you get here is a platformer that is packed to the brim with levels. There's 90 plus levels to tackle, with lots of variety here. There's big levels, small levels, levels that have you exploring, levels that have you racing as fast as you can, levels that have you working with contraptions, or solving puzzles, or playing in a pinball machine. So it's not just having you do the same thing constantly, like some other platformers. What is also really neat is this game allows you to make and share your own levels, pretty much like the Mario Maker games. There's a lot of stuff to work with to build your levels, and there's a ton of levels out there to find and play online, especially since this game's online is cross-platform. That's a huge plus there. This game is awesome. At $1.99, this game is very much a steal currently. Just in time for the Halloween season, the House of the Dead Remake is on sale at 90% off. It's just $2.49 on the US eShop. A modern remake of the arcade light gun game classic. It features new visuals, of course, gyro aiming, in addition to modern stick controls, local 2-player co-op, and a bunch of goodies, such as unlockable weapons, achievements, gallery stuffs, and there's even a new game mode here within. This is just some good zombie shooting fun for just a couple bucks here. Now, the game does play okay on Switch 1 after a few updates, but I'll be honest, for Switch 2, this game plays really well on that system. has some great performance there with fast loading times, plus the gyro aiming is a bit tighter thanks to the new Joy-Con 2 controllers, so that's just something to keep in mind. All the footage shown here is from the game being played on Switch 2. Another game that's perfect for the spooky season, Don't Starve Nintendo Switch Edition, is on sale for $4.99 on the eShop. In this game, you'll need to navigate a strange wilderness that you have found yourself trapped in. In the survival game, each playthrough is randomized, the forest around you and the layout will be random at the start, and you'll need to gather resources, fend off or avoid monsters lurking in the dark, craft things, and try to survive. If you die in this one, it's permanent, it's a game over, and you'll have to begin things all over again. This game is a hard game by its nature, you're going to die a lot, and the game kinda just plunks you in, where you kinda just need to figure things out. Almost like Minecraft in a way, if you ever played that game, where you just kinda get plunked into it all, and it's off you go. Now that might sound intimidating, but I actually think that's what makes this interesting. And as you progress, and find things and figure out things, it becomes addicting. And suddenly, you are living through several nights, and surviving. And eventually, you'll be thriving. Yeah, if that sounds like fun, and you're not afraid to fail, or die a lot, or afraid of a challenge, and you like survival games, then check out Don't Starve for the Switch. It's a creepy fun time. There is a expansion DLC if you want to pick it up. That's called Hamlet. It adds new characters to play, along with a big twist on the experience. It basically has you exploring a city and interacting with a pig society. There's ruins to explore, new lands and seasons to encounter, and new items to craft too. It's a good sized expansion, and it's currently on sale for $3.49 on the eShop. Crown Trick is a wonderful, animated-looking roguelike RPG that has you exploring procedurally generated mazes that are different each time you enter a dungeon. Unlike most of the action-oriented style roguelike games of the modern era, this game is more of a callback to the roguelikes of yesteryear, with turn-based movements and actions. Monsters only move when you move, for example, so there's much more emphasis on planning out your actions, combat, and movements. It's sort of like the mystery dungeon games in a way, for those who have played those games before. Beyond the gorgeous visuals and the tried and true classic gameplay, the game's best feature here is that there's simply so much to discover. As you journey through the mazes, you'll find over 100 different monsters to do combat with, different boss battles to take on, and over 60 possible challenges and puzzles to solve. You also find there's over 40 plus skills, 170 plus relics, and 30 plus items to obtain and use, as well as over 60 different abilities for the player to encounter and use as well. There's a lot going on here in terms of discoverability than most typical roguelikes. So with the random element nature of the dungeons, things here will constantly keep feeling fresh and challenge you. I think at $4.99, this game is a good value. For those who have any concerns, on Switch 1, patches after release have helped to clear up some initial issues with the game. On Switch 2, the game is absolutely wonderful though. There's faster loading times, and the performance is great on there. It's a great portable version of the game on that system. All footage shown here is from the game playing on Switch 2. And there you go, 10 good games for $5 or less from the eShop. See, gaming for cheap is very much possible. Hopefully, this video helps you out if you're looking to get a good game on the cheap. And if it does, make sure to leave a like and let me know down below, as well as feel free to drop any game suggestions or shoutouts. In the meantime, make sure you subscribe and notifications turned on so you do not miss out on any future videos. Thank you so much for watching and have a good rest of your day, and I'll catch you soon on the next video.